Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Clayton Furity here with another Dragoncurve video, this time on Resident Evil Village, the game that everyone seems to be getting more horny about than scared by. Now, this is a game that I've been vocal about being excited for over the past few weeks, and now I think the most recent maiden demo and Capcom presentation that they teased us with has only helped me gain further interest. I've said before that my favorite games in the series are RE1, RE2, and RE7, with the remakes of RE1 and RE2 also rounding out my top 5. Of course, I enjoy other games in the series a lot too, but it's these central games that I personally have felt the most attachment to, which is probably why I think RE8 is resonating so well with me. As someone who really liked what they did in Resident Evil 7. This whole plot to take Ethan and the history of Umbrella into the heart of Europe, where a rogue Chris Redfield is seemingly playing the role of antagonist, is just super interesting for me to see. Now, it could all fall apart, and the game may even turn out to be one of the least well-received entries in the series, but as for the things that look promising to me at this given point in time, I think what I'm most excited about has to be the overall look and feel of a lesser talked about game in the franchise that this reminds me of, which is Code Veronica. Now, Code Veronica is something of an underrated classic when it comes to a lot of Resi fans, and I've been playing it recently in anticipation for Village. Just the other day I got up to the point where Wesker beats the hell out of Claire when he announces his return, and I think a lot of that whole aesthetic is sort of seeping into Village in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you don't know, Resident Evil Code Veronica told the story of Chris and Claire Redfield actively going after the evil bioweapons company, and a plot that involved a lot of backstory into how Umbrella came to be. This includes introducing characters like Alexia, reintroducing the thought-deceased Albert Wesker, and giving Redfield a big battle in a European environment. That part sound familiar? I know a lot of people are comparing this game to RE4 due to the Duke and castle-like setting, which obviously makes sense, but I'm getting way more of a CV vibe off of what I've personally seen so far, to tell you the truth. Anyways, what I think is actually throwing me and a few other people for a loop is what the hell these enemies happen to be. I mean, it's normal at this point for Resident Evil to just introduce new enemies that aren't zombies or lickers or whatever, but everything here seems to be taken directly from old European folk and fairy tales. Female vampires, crazy werewolf people, ghostly witches. It's all kinds of crazy stuff going on here, and I know a lot of people are thinking, isn't this supposed to be a bioweapons series where people get infected by a virus and turn into something crazy? Well, I totally think that's exactly what's going on, but the decision to radically change into something more Bram Stoker or Lon Chaney Jr.-esque is definitely not passing me by. I think the ideas that they're undergoing here sound really cool, and I hope they pull it off in a convincing manner when everything is said and done. Part of me really hopes that whatever this tall lady happens to be, the one that everyone is making loads of sexy memes about. Personally, I just really hope that these super long finger claws are able to be circled back over to the Tyrant, mainly because it's my favorite bioweapon in the series, by far, but hey, I know it's a stretch to even think that these two ideas will be linked in the long run. That being said, Resident Evil Village has, in my opinion, done an excellent job at looking very much so like a sleek, scary successor to RE7. I had a little bit of hesitation once I heard it started out its development as Revelations 3, but honestly, all of this right here just looks very enjoyable to me. How the molded, or whatever those freaky shrunken fetus things play into the plot, I have no idea, but the idea of a bad guy version of Chris Redfield is equally enticing to me. Just so you guys know, this guy and Jill are like my favorite characters in RE history. I don't know why, but I always found myself more of a Chris and Jill guy versus a Leon and Claire guy. Anyways, why he seemingly shoots Mia in the face and abducts Ethan's baby, look, I don't know, but if I had to make a guess, I'd say this is more than likely a misdirect to reveal some sort of even more sinister agenda that we currently don't know about. I don't even know if I want to believe that Mia is really, quote, dead because of all of that shit that we saw her survive through in RE7. Yeah, I know this is a completely different situation, but they could easily say she didn't really die here when we play the actual game. Or that this isn't even Mia at all, and Ethan has been tricked Evelyn style into something he has no clue about. Honestly, I don't know, but my boy Chris Redfield, he ain't a bad guy. Remember when he fell into an alcoholic depression from seeing his fellow soldiers die in RE6? This guy ain't evil. Anyways, guys, Resident Evil Village comes out in May of 2021. Hopefully by then I'll have a PS5 so I can stream all this stuff to you and we can both react to it in a fun way. So now that I'm done talking, I'd love to know what all of your own thoughts are on the subject matter. What do you personally think about all of this new information surrounding Resident Evil Village? And what are your own thoughts on how they're handling Chris Redfield so far? I really want to know about that. Whatever they happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below.